Oh, yeah, that worked. Okay, that worked. Okay, there we go. Hi, guys. Hope everybody's doing good as I'm doing a little live stream thing right now. Why? Because this is what I do. This is my sad little life that I have. Here, let me give you a little ambiance. Show it. Isn't that a little nicer? Isn't that a little better? Isn't that a little more fun? Maybe not. Anyway, so yes, Sherry's doing her hair. So, twice a week she does that thing. And me, this is what I do. This is my life. This is what I do for fun. I know it's sad, isn't it? Been learning a lot about myself lately there's been a learning year over the last year or so. This has been a rough one and also a good one. It depends on how you want to look at it. Hey, Randall Dickman, good to see you, buddy. And Randy Franklin, good to see you. I just want to do a little Q&A, little anything you guys want to talk about. Do you want to brainstorm some ideas? Let's do that. I'll even put a phone number up if you're interested in that. But do you want to just, any questions you have? I'd like to talk to you guys about anything you want. Could give you a couple updates of what's happening right now. I'm getting a lot of questions about the Butter Show. The Butter Show, unfortunately, we didn't hit our market, our time that we wanted to hit. We wanted to debut it on National Butter Day, but we did not do that. And I'm going to tell you why. I mean, a lot of it's recorded. Okay. I'm going to tell you why though. I am so tired, and so are you guys, of jumping into an idea that I have without it being the best it could be to what I could make it. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do anything like that. So the Butter Show, we do post it, it's going to be good, but it's not going to be is what it's going to be by any means. So there's that. Let's see here. Randy's Unite. Yes, a couple Randys. What's up there, Rich? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're good. Not sad. Doing more than most people. Yeah, well, I guess, I've never been one of those hustle culture guys. I've always got kind of cringy when somebody talks about how hard they work and things like that. Like Gary Vee used to do it all the time and everything. And for a while, it really bothered me. I'm at the gym. Look at me at the gym. Things like that. But it doesn't bother me anymore. And I'm learning to let people just do what they want to do. What does it matter to them if I think their hustle culture? I mean, that might be exactly what they need to motivate them to get some stuff done, you know? And if that's the view, then absolutely. Hey, is that Izzy? Izzy, what's up? Hope you are having a great night so far. I am having a good night. We're on Thanksgiving vacation, but you know, uh, this is what I do. Let's see here. If you need any help with production workflows, that's your bread and butter. Let's see here. Let's see here. Ram dumped editing, posting duties on me, and episode 203 of the Rich Dickman Show. You're still promoting that Rich Dickman Show. I like that. I like the fact that you're out there. Listen, we've talked to you before. I really appreciate your energy. I love what you have to do. I like your ideas. You're one of those guys that I kind of need to team up with at some point in my life. Hello, Sarah. Good to see you. So happy I could listen to your show. Good to have you here, Sarah. It's not really even a show tonight. This is just more of a Q&A. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, great. I learned something about myself today. I think I'll talk to the guys about it when we get back from vacation, but I have been labeled, and I don't even think it's mislabeled, an empath. Now, I didn't know what that meant. I still don't know what it means, even though I looked it up. I've been labeled one of those people there's one thing to be from being empathetic towards others, which I always have been, always will be. I don't ever want to lose that part of my life or my personality. But I do take it to another level, and I have taken it to another level. For example, and I noticed this today. I was just driving around and I was at a stoplight, and I looked over and I see people at this urgent care, sitting in the urgent care. And here it is, a Friday night. And I felt a lot of sympathy towards them because I feel healthy today, luckily, knock on wood, and they're not feeling good. And I see people not feeling good, and it really kind of touches me a little bit. But before, I used to be like this. I used to see them, I'd feel bad for them, and then wish that it was me instead feeling bad instead of them. And I don't even know these people. That's tough. That's a tough thing. So, you know, and that's what I've gotten over. I noticed when I looked over today, I go, God, the old me would have said, I'd trade places with you, man, if I could, type of thing. So, what's going on with the Butter Show? Randy Franklin. I thought I just answered that. Did I not answer that? Butter Show. We missed our due date to promote. I mean, to post our first show. Now the reason is because don't know how to edit real well. The first show, most of it is 100% recorded. It's really fun. It's salted versus unsalted. I make the deadliest sandwich in the world on there. And we also talk about how we got involved in enjoying butter the way we do and learning about butter the way we do. And so that's on show number 1. And it will be posted ASAP. And so thanks to everybody who went to the Facebook page, not the Facebook page, the YouTube page, and subscribed. I'd love to be doing it live, but we don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, but we're getting close. Not even one show posted yet. We've got, hundreds of subscribers. So keep doing that. I appreciate it if you would. I think it's The Butter Show. I think that's what it is on YouTube. If you check that out, you can subscribe there. Let's see here. What's going on? Oh, sorry. I didn't catch that, but it's okay. No, it's good. It's something that everybody's asking me, and that's my own fault because I throw it out there. This is something that I'm working on. In fact, over the holidays coming up, not this week, but over the holidays, the Christmas holiday, I've decided I'm going to take kind of a hiatus. Sure, I'm going to go online and look and see what people are posting from time to time, but I'm going to keep the phone in my pocket most of the time. And I'm going to let some answers come to me. That's the way it's always been for me. In fact, I talked about it in a little Instagram post that I did today. I think it was yesterday that I did on Instagram. And it's true. I was a champion at manifesting stuff, just a champion at manifesting stuff. And that doesn't mean just woo-woo-y stuff. I mean, I knew exactly what I wanted. I focused on it. I threw my ass into it and things started to happen. And just because of that, just because I had that energy about me of what I wanted to do. Hey, Mike, good to see you. And I had that energy about me, and I was just, that was all I wanted to do. It's what my focus was. It's who I was. And I got it. And then I got lazy. And not lazy because I was still always working. No one's ever really accused me of being lazy except myself. But let's just say comfortable was the word for that. I got really comfortable in, I made it. And, and I kept it all to myself, by the way. I felt like I had the secret on how to manifest things. And so I didn't want anyone else to know. I didn't want, and then I felt like I got lucky and then I just, go, wow, that's never going to happen again type of thing. So I just got very comfortable. And then the world started to pass me by and I lost a lot of that energy and that juice and what I like to call magic. And, I lost a lot of that. And about a year ago, I made the very conscious decision to get back to doing things the way I was. So I did. Hello, Alone. Good to see you. Yes, fellow Sagittarius. I guess this is probably what that's all about, what I'm talking about. But I made the conscious decision to get back to getting focused, surrounding myself with energetic people that I love, doing everything I can. I write down every night. I write down the 3 things I did today to move my life forward. And they have to be real things. And it could be I ate really good today, or I went to the gym, or I had a nice Zoom meeting with somebody, or I recorded something or whatever it is, something that moves me closer to my goals, not only professionally, but also personally and also spiritually, all that stuff. So I do that all the time. But anyway, so about a year ago, I decided I was going to get back to just doing all I can, surrounding myself with all this type of people. This is what happened, worked for me in the past. And then knowing that that energy is out there and then watching the world respond to it. It just sit back and trust it. And it's awesome. So I, that's where I'm at right now. And it's weird because in a world where everybody's telling me, man, you've been doing this radio show for over 30 years. When are you guys going to retire? When's it going to end? Oh, it's not the way it used to be. Absolutely, it's not the way it used to be. The business isn't the way it's used to be. Yes, I'm not as young as I used to be, but I feel that I actually have just the same or more to offer because of what I've learned in the past and because of the way I've grown as a person. So, and that's kind of where I'm headed with a bunch of stuff right now. Not quitting the Lex and Terry show. They're going to have to drag us out of there. We're about to sign a new contract as we speak right now. The agents are talking to people and, another few years, and then at the end of that, we'll make a decision then. That's the way it is. But there's a lot of things that are going to change with that. We can't even get our phones to work. So, anybody else have any questions? Anybody? 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 Guys should get Taint to do say your lines. Leprechaun. Oh, I like that idea. Let me write that down. Leprechaun, say your lines. Why Leprechaun? It's not even, I could see that maybe during St. Patty's Day or something like that. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate you, man. Rich is a good man. He's a really good guy. So, anybody have any questions? Anything like that? Would you like me to put up the phone number? I could put the phone number and see if that'll work. I don't know if it'll work through this one or not. But no, I won't put up the phone number. I'll just answer questions. And to Randall Dickman, if you're still here, I'd like to talk to you, but here's where I'm at right now. And I've talked about it before. My ideas and my passion are on a level that they have always had been, or dare I say, even a higher level. My knowledge of what to do on things, very low level. And people always think because I have this syndicated radio show, that things like that you're rolling in dough. And no, times have changed as far as that goes. There was a time they were paying us out of control money. But now I'm doing quite well, but I'm not doing well enough to start hiring full-time employees, to help me out. So I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. If any of you are interested and think that you could add to some of the ideas that I have, and maybe one night here over this week, I'll come on and tell you some of my ideas that I have and see what you guys think about them. But I just think that, I'm looking for a partner. I'm not looking for an employee, somebody who wants to throw their ass into these ideas, that find the ideas that I have, they touch them. I don't want somebody who just wants to do something to do something. I want one of my ideas to touch you and for you to get all fired up about it, and that you'd like to be a big part of it. Because I really think over the last year or two, I've been learning all I can about YouTube. I've been learning all I can about all this stuff. And I'll be honest, I have not implemented what I have learned yet. That's going to be coming at the start of the year. And even then, I'm going to constantly be learning. I'm going to be swinging and missing a lot and all that stuff. You have a swarm of AI interns that see, I like the fact that AI interns that do work for you and everything like that. A Spectrum Mobile, your cell phone gets shut off. That's your fault. I built that process. Oh, thanks. Good. That's congratulations to you. No, a lot of people think that they're an expert now. I'm not singling you out here at all, Randall. But a lot of people, I think, are already using AI to make them feel more productive, and I'm sure it does, to make them feel more creative, which it doesn't. Um, everyone, well, I put the prompt in. I'm the smart guy. No, you're not. Okay, you're not. You're not. Not you, Randall. I'm just saying. I um, I want to get gritty. I want to do it with my hands. I want to do it for the grassroots. Yes, AI will be involved. Maybe design a logo, whatever. I don't know. But I that dilutes everything that I want to do on here. This whole thing for me is about connecting with people, making a connection, inspiring people, having people inspire me, which is just like the Make It Weird show, which, hey, since you're here, I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. That is being rebranded. The Make It Weird show as a whole, as an idea, is really good. And it really touches me. And people in the industry like it. I've already been contacted by radio stations going, are you going to be doing this at all? Is this something? So I see this as one of the few ideas that I have that I want to keep continuing on, but it's going to get rebranded. It won't even be called that because, be honest with you, it's not as weird as I thought it would be. So the title really doesn't fit what it is. I mean, it's more of people talking, and when you're done talking, you just feel better. And I love that. I love that. You've already touched. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, man. I really do. AI is not helping as much as people think. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think AI is fantastic. I have used it. I will use it from time to time, but I already feel like there's some sort of a bubble. I already see people rebelling against it. And on a real weird conspiracy theory, scary note, to me, it's scary because of who's in charge of the AI, who's in charge of this. So one of these companies gets their AI thing, it becomes the most formidable AI experience out there. And when you ask a question about, is it true that so-and-so did this? It's just going to give you what they want you to hear. It's not going to be true. It's not going to be facts. And this is where I get scared. Creativity is uniquely human. We are the only thing we know that this is Randall again. My agents only have the ability to do one thing. Yeah, I know it's fantastic. I think that it's cool to get responses from emails and everything else. But I'll be honest, I want to respond to everybody. I want to put the like on your comment. I want to be that guy that goes, boop. I want to comment back to you from time to time. I do realize that, and right now my workload in the audience isn't so big that I can't handle that. Even if it becomes something along the lines of that, I'm still going to be the guy to do it. You know, I want to be real. I mean, that's what my whole vibe is. I remember when I first started to try to do radio at K-Tide in Santa Barbara, all these guys had radio voices. Hey, how you doing? Good Lord. All that, and that was back in the day when DJs sounded like DJs, like that. They had these big booming voices and gifts from God, these like God talking to you. And I didn't. And for the longest time, I wanted to be on radio, but nobody would let me on. My college radio station wouldn't let me on because I didn't sound like a DJ. And I tried. And then I finally got this voice that would go, hey, how you doing? Today in the morning, whatever it was. And it's embarrassing. If I could try to find some of these cassettes of me doing it, it's embarrassing. And my career, I got the job I wanted, but I wasn't getting any better. I wasn't getting other jobs. I wasn't doing anything else. And then I finally said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to talk in my real voice. I'm going to talk like I do. I'm going to talk about the things that I like, that I think are funny or entertaining or interesting or sad or whatever, and tell stories the way I tell stories. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The moment I did that, it was almost the exact day I started connecting with people. People started to call the show and go, oh, man, me too. And then I just made a connection with people. It wasn't like I'm collecting people for an audience. No. I never do that. I never want to collect a bunch of people and get a bunch of likes and get a bunch of follows. I would love a bunch of people that feel that and think the same way I do, not necessarily the same way. I have no problem having a nice conversation, a debate, or anything like that. But there are just certain subjects I don't want to talk about. They don't interest me. I don't know enough about it. Too decisive, whatever you think it is. So there's that as well. Where can I find the old Terry radio? Well, I don't, Randy. I I uh I have a cassette somewhere. I'm gonna look for it this weekend because I found this little cassette player that will actually play this stuff, and I'll play you guys what it was. It was embarrassing as hell. It was crazy. Let's see here. Keith, you hate your voice. It's so nasally. I don't like my voice either. You've probably heard us talk about it on the Lex and Terry show. I have if I would go to turn on to see if the app is working or something, which I very rarely do. I usually wait for people to tell me. I I don't I don't like listening to past stuff. I don't like looking at past stuff. I like doing it and feeling good about it and feeling that I did the best I could at that moment. And this is what I love doing live too, by the way. That's why I love live streaming. I am being the most me I am right now. If I was recording this, I would go, "Oh, I didn't like the way I worded that. I should have said something different." And it probably would come off even better, but it's not real. I'm at the most me I am when I'm live, and I just love doing the live stuff. It's really, really fun. And I love seeing your guys' questions live. So I hope that answered and helped somebody out there that or understands me a little better about why I do these things. But I don't think you're losing sleep going, why does Terry always want to do something? Is he sick in the head? Some people have said it. Some of my coworkers have said it. And you know what? It used to bother me a lot. It used to. I am going into 2026 after a very rough year. Very excited. And it's been a rough year professionally, the equipment on the show, the this, the that, the things that, radio stations want you to do and don't want you to do. I mean, if we could make a living just doing the show online with nobody at all, if we could pay our staff like that, that would be a joy, So, hey, Tyler, what's happening? Random content theory. Hey, listen, I got a lot of theories on content, but yeah, I here's another theory on content, and here's where you're going to be seeing me do a lot more stuff. YouTube, I believe, and this is just my feeling, I believe that YouTube doesn't give people a lot of time to be successful. They let you figure it out. They let you figure out what they need for their business, not what you need for you. And if you hit, and it's great. And I love YouTube. I love the whole idea of it. I love streaming live. I love the whole thing. But I'm going to be doing a few more different ideas of shows that I have in shorter form on Instagram. I think Instagram gives you the opportunity to go live. It gives you the opportunity to try things, and it gives you the opportunity to screw up more. So, and then from what I take from Instagram, I will move over to what I consider to be the big leagues. I think the big leagues, when it comes to having a show where you can monetize it, is YouTube. I mean, Instagram doesn't monetize jack. So, and I'm not in it necessarily for the money, but you know what? I am at a stage in my life where I feel that, what's it going to be like 3 years from now? If Lex and I, we signed a new contract now, it's usually 3 years, 3 years, something like that. Let's just say it's 3 years. In 3 years, what's it going to be like? And is it going to keep going and all that stuff? And, is Dee going to still be working with us? Is Sarah going to still be working with us? Is this and that going to still be happening? You just never know, So I'm going to use the next couple years as a really positive, a huge training ground to get something off the ground to where, listen, I would love to be 70 years old. And, that's still quite a few years away, but I would love to be 70 years old and still have a connection with people and still be able to talk and laugh and joke about stuff and bring something into the world and have inspiration come from me and also from you to me. I would love that. And if it could make you a few extra bucks on top of your Social Security, I would consider myself one of the biggest, luckiest people in the world. And I already feel pretty lucky about doing what I'm doing. The new meta is to push taste to social platforms and drive customers to a platform you own, something like Substack. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that as well, Randall. I agree that, and that's why I have been behind the scenes building my email list. And I have a Substack thing, and I was blown away when I looked at my Substack thing because I very rarely post anything on there, but I had a bunch of people. I had a bunch of people that subscribed to my Substack. So that's kind of fun. But I would love to move away from all the social stuff. My ultimate goal, to be honest with you, would be to have a website where that's what you go to. That is it. You just come to the website. I'm live on my website. I'm in charge of all the stuff. That means if I don't have to worry about an algorithm, I don't have to worry about their rules of what I can and can't post or talk about. I don't have to worry about my thumbnail. I don't have to worry about anything. It's not like I want to be this crazy guy. I just want to be in charge of my own destiny. And I'm really tired of that. Radio, man, we're on a bunch of radio stations, and each one of our radio stations has an idea of what they think the show should be, which is great. Our stations are fantastic. That hasn't been a problem, but it has been in the past. I just, like anybody, it's almost like just being in business for yourself. And I know it sounds easy and whatever, and I know there's going to be problems and heartaches with that too. But I think it's obvious to you guys, and it's real obvious to me, that doing stuff like this is who I am. And I'll tell you this right now. This is when I feel most alive. I've said this before. I feel so alive just doing stuff with you and seeing the things popping up and everything else. It's so cool. And, here it is a Friday night. I didn't expect anybody to be on here, 2, 3 people at the most. It's not like we're loaded with a bunch of people. There's, teens, but still, it's really cool. And a lot of people go back and watch these, and people are just stopping by right now going, oh, what's this? Oh, they're just talking about himself. Fuck him. I get it. I get it 100%. It's a thriving platform. Let's see here. On a non-joking note, you should snap your phone photos of the mountains in that area. Hate Jacksonville, not because it's full of crap people. The traffic, love the mountains. I do love the mountains. I don't go into the mountains a lot, but I'll tell you the truth. And I love Jacksonville, just so you know, I love Jacksonville and the people. Made a lot of great friends there. I don't have a lot of friends here. I've got some good ones, but I don't have a lot of friends. But this is a beautiful city. Don't believe what your favorite news channels tell you. This is a real pretty city. And like any big city, you're going to walk down the street and see some bull crap. And I hate the bull crap just as much as you guys do. But I do love the water all around me. I love the mountains. I love the snow on the mountains. I love to be able to hop on a seaplane and fly to Vancouver, British Columbia in 40 minutes and land in downtown Vancouver. It's beautiful. I love it. The food is fresh. There's a lot of people this isn't the friendliest city in the world. They have a thing called the Seattle Freeze. Hey, Sandra, good to see you. They have a thing, and hey, Keith, they have a thing here called the Seattle Freeze, which is for people that when you move here, nobody really welcomes you into their friend group very much. In fact, most of my friends here in Seattle, I would be willing to say almost all of them are from other places. It's a really weird thing, and they call it the Seattle Freeze, and it's a real deal. It's a real deal, but this place is beautiful. And to answer your question, right on top of my, I've got a rooftop deck, and right on, and I moved from downtown, which I miss. I miss it. I like that vibe down there, but I'm starting to like it here. On the top of my rooftop deck, I could see right up this way, Mount Rainier on a clear day. I could see Mount Rainier. I could see the top of the Space Needle. Over here, this side is all of the Olympic Mountains, and they're much closer, and I can see them almost every single day. The sunset goes below them. I mean, it's beautiful sitting out there in the summer. Now it's crap weather. Although we're having the warmest time we've had, it's 50 degrees right now. So let's see here. Combat vet friendliness is earned battle. Roofie Lounge, yes. Thank you, by the way, Tyler, for your service. I really appreciate that. And I mean it, obviously. The Roofie Lounge. Yes, it's the Roofie Lounge, John. You're right. Yeah, the if those of you that don't know, I come from a pretty strong military family. My mother and father both served in the Marines, and my dad also served in the Navy. My brothers both served in Vietnam in the Army. And so I have a very obviously big spot in my heart for the military. And it's not a political thing. It is it's just American. American. What's the for, Tyler? What's that all about? I'd love to know. Anybody have any questions or anything? I'm in the mood to bear all right now. If there's anything you guys want to know, ask it. I'll do my best to answer it. So, but it's good to see you guys. If you're here on, let me take a look and see where everybody is. That's what I love about this thing. It lets you know who's on where. Let me take a look here. Boopity boopity boo, boopity boopity boo. We got hello to everybody. People on Twitch. Good to have you here. Nice. I love Twitch. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that this allows me to stream there. It's the smallest audience by far, but I keep hearing from people who subscribe because of Twitch, and I think it's super cool. Let's see here. And YouTube, hello to everybody on YouTube, and hello to everybody on my Facebook page. Nice to have you guys here. Oh, the mountains Tyler was talking about, the sunset, the mountains. Yes, absolutely beautiful. And, I think anywhere you go, though, you can find inspiration and beauty anywhere. And that's one of the gifts that I think I've had. I get inspired by it. There isn't a day wherever I am in the world that I'm not inspired by somebody or something. Just got to keep your eyes open for it. How's the jump shot coming? John, oh, dude, it's going. Where's my ball? Oh, it's upstairs. I got my bag with my basketball shoes and my ball. I'm going to be going tomorrow morning. I can't really call it a jump shot anymore. I mean, if that means, that if that's a jump, then, if I'm jumping over an ant, I guess, but it's kind of fun. All of the muscle memory, even at my age right now, and it's been a long time since I played basketball, which was my entire life. And even at my age now, it's like the muscle memory is coming back. It's just fun to do, and it's a good way to keep moving. I'm not going to get in any men's leagues or anything like that. That's what tore my patella tendon last time. How much longer do you anticipate Stara staying around now that she's a flight attendant? That's a good question, Michael. That's completely up to her. And I'll tell you exactly how this whole thing went down. She was applying for this job. She didn't tell us she was applying for the job, but she got this job, and she goes, listen, I believe from what they say where this job goes, you could schedule around, because when you're a flight attendant, they don't schedule you. You pick your own schedule. You do these things called bidding. So you go on and you bid on the stuff, and hers, she has chosen to do our show and then bid weekend flights. Like right now, she messaged me. She's at Chicago on call. She had to fly to Chicago because she's based out of Chicago. Not even sure if she's going to work, but that's the airport they want her to go out of. So she's working on the weekends. We'll see. I hope that it goes the way she's envisioning it. I really do. I love Sarah. I love her, but I love her so much that I want her to be happy and successful and feeling like she is, living the life she's always dreamed of. And right now, I hope that part of that dream is to still be on the Lex and Terry show. And obviously, she's doing what she can to make it happen. But she also needed insurance, which everybody does. This is a small business. We don't provide that. I I didn't have it until Sherry got a job. I'm not at Social Security level yet, or whatever it's called. What's it called? Medicare stuff. It's coming up in a little while, though. I'll tell you. I have a little over a year. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, yes, John. I hope that had. Let's see here. Good to hear from you, John. I don't know what's great to you, but not on the Buckman. The Buckman. Listen, I love all this. My wife and I, Sherry and I, are doing all we can. We keep trying to get Planet Radio to get us out to Jacksonville so I could go see friends and do an appearance and all that kind of stuff. But radio's different. They used to fly you out and do that. Now they don't even have a staff to take care of things like that. So Sherry and I are talking about a time that we can actually go and just be there for the weekend. And trust me, I will let everybody know. I'd love to see everybody again. Girl, let's see. Girl has the world just needs the positive like she usually is. She is absolutely going to be fine. And she really is one of my favorite people. And also one of my most frustrating people. And she knows it. I'm not talking behind her back here. She, to me, is super talented and so funny. And she had these dreams of being on like SNL or acting or doing something, even stand up. She did stand up comedy one time and crushed it. And most people, when they do comedy, she was shit faced. Okay. But most people, when they do comedy for the first time, you're only up there for a few minutes. But she was up there for like 20 minutes and she killed it. She truly is, I think, one of the more talented people out there. And if she just really focused on it, like anything, like any of us, if any of us focus on one or two things, mostly just one thing, but that means a lot coming from me with a guy with a bunch of balls in the air. And I know that if I just focused on one or two things, that I'd just get better at them, and I like getting better. I like improving, even if other people don't see me improve or not. So I like that type of thing. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Like I said, I'm answering anything. Look at this. I like this. Butter. Yes, the Butter Show. Once again, if you're new, if you're just tuning in, that was a question that was raised earlier. And the quick answer is Butter Show. First one is pretty much done, not edited yet. As soon as it's edited, it will post. I apologize. I bit off more than I could chew. I thought it'd be easy to post it and everything else. And as it is right now, the very first episode, it's going to look like I did it. It's going to look like, a rookie did it. But it's got some really good information and it has some humor in there. And Sherry's on it, which a lot of people like Sherry on things. We just did a Gang of Two the other day, by the way. I screwed up the microphones. So Gang of Two is back, and that's real easy to do, and we have fun. And the reason why we're doing that is not because we think Gang of Two is going to be anything. Get so many people requesting some sort of relationship advice or stories or something like that. And so I've narrowed it down just to a quick, 15-minute episode once a week on YouTube. And we're answering the juiciest of the juiciest emails. If it's something along the lines, if it's not nasty, or if it's not controversial, or if it doesn't make Sherry go, what the hell? Because I won't tell her what the email is before we do it, then it's not going to get on. But if you have one of those and you're in a relationship, feel free to go to gangof2.net. That's gangof2.net and leave your question there in the comment thing, and we'll get it on. Let's see here, Rick. I have so many balls in the air. Most could keep. Yeah, yeah. I have too many, but after the, this is the truth, and this is real here. After the holidays, at the start of 2025, some things that I wanted to try are going to be gone, and I've been trying things. I've been learning things. Above all, I've been learning about myself and what inspires me the most, what is the most fun to do. And I think I got it. I think I have some of it, but I still am not 100% sure. Okay. And yes, I still will do the Lex and Terry show. I'll probably still be doing Gang of Two. That's easy. Could do that in my sleep. The Make It Weird show I already talked about earlier. That is going to be rebranded, I believe. And the Butter Show, we'll see how it goes. If it becomes too much of a real job, um, if it's just me booking a guest or whatever, which it usually ends up being, you know, Sherry doesn't want any part of it. It's usually all the stuff that I do. If it's just me, then that might get pushed back to the side. I don't know. We'll see. Lex and Terry show will never suffer, ever. Priority number one. All the other stuff is just fun. I have a food question. Have you tried shawarma? Absolutely. I love shawarma. That's one of the things I love about living here, Tyler, is the different types of food that you get is ridiculous. Right up the street is this place called Rupee Bar. I mean, I could run there and get back before you guys type something. It's that close. It's this Sri Lankan food. It's wonderful. There's a ton of shawarma places around here. There's all kinds of Indian food. There's great fried chicken. There's great burgers. I got one of the top restaurants in the entire city called Walrus and Carpenter, walking distance down the street. But I also got a food truck right over here for a shitty burrito. Fantastic. This is a good food city. If you have to keep doing the Lex and Terry show, if you have to keep doing in today's world, Lex is a dick show may not last. I don't understand what you mean by that, Rick. But I'd love to address it if I could understand it a little better. Mofongo, yes. Yeah. I've had that too. Let's see here. I've been pretty busy, and you may have already have. I was curious if you have a title for your book. I do not have a title for my book yet. The book is done. It's about storytelling, but here's another thing. I'm very happy that I did it. And there's another one that I've worked on as well, just because I love the process of it. Do I want to spend the rest of my next months promoting a storytelling book? Does that inspire me a lot? I don't know. I don't know. But I don't have a title for it yet. If you have an idea, that's great. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Lex Daly is a legend and will always be here. Yeah, Lex is great. I make American shawarma, which is basically, I only can't call it because I use pork. Doesn't matter. Do it. Let's see here. I want to see what they meant about the Lex being a dick thing. That's one of the things about the Lex and Terry show is you get, depending on not only just what day, what segment we're on, you get who we really are in that moment. If somebody's perturbed, they're going to be perturbed. If somebody's sad, they're going to be sad. If they're tired, they're going to be tired. Do I like it? No. Do I think it's a necessary part? Yes. Because I come from the old school of radio and show businessy things that you guys aren't turning in to hear me talk about how tired I am. You're tuning in to forget about your day. And I want to do my best by giving you something else to think about, whether it's a controversial subject, whether it's something to laugh about, whatever, whether it's, looking for the best food item out there. That's usually what I do. Let's see here. Sandra, Rick, you bring compassion and normalcy to the show. Lex is just Lex. I've listened to Lex is a dick, but I'm kind of a dick. Yeah, Lex is Lex right now. He is, I think a lot of his circumstances that he has been through and fought through, and by the way, championed over, which he doesn't give himself enough credit for. Um, it's he's got himself in somewhat of a bind sometimes, and I'm very empathetic and sympathetic towards it. And I don't know. I wish I could answer that better for you, but it's Lex. Love him. Let's see here. Any other questions out there for you guys? Hello to everybody that is still watching on Twitch. Hi, my Twitch people. Hello, YouTube, and hello, Facebook. That's where I'm streaming live tonight. But if you comment anywhere, all the comments come up here to me, by the way. With you, Rick. Yeah, there you go. Listen, I'm not immune to being a dick when I have to be. I talked about it on today's show, I think it was. I got into it with a couple of trolls, which I normally don't do. And I had some time. I was in a mood. I shot back at them, sent some stuff that I felt pretty good about at the time. And then after a while I did. And it's not that I felt bad for calling them what they are, because they truly are in my mind when I called them. I just went, I don't need to stoop to that shit level. I got other things going. Let's see here. It'd be weird if I listened so long or who farted before. Isn't that weird? Yeah. I could tell you guys could play a random farts. Maybe we'll do that on the air one day where we just do those and we have to guess who they came from. Rich, you try the Pink Door yet? Great restaurant. You know what, Rich? I need to. Everybody says it's great. I still have never eaten at the Pink Door. I also have never been on the monorail. I have never been to a bunch of different things that are Seattle, touristy things. I've been up in the Space Needle one time, but that was before I even lived here. And I've been here now for, I don't know how many years, 14 years, maybe. I haven't even been up in it. But it is the Pink Door is a place that's down by Pike Place Market, and people talk about it. And I always thought it was kind of a touristy place, but people do rave about it. And you know what? Maybe I'll go here on my vacation. I'm glad to know you loved it. I know you listen, Rich, I've seen the things that you cook on your Instagram page and Facebook. You know what you're doing. You are, you inspire me watching some of the grilling that you do and everything else. You really know what you're doing. And so your opinion does mean a lot to me. So I should go to that for sure. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? I mean, look, it's 6:00 my time. What am I going to do the rest of the night? I don't even know where Sherry is. Let's see here. Are you up there, Sherry? She was doing her hair. So she's probably got a blow dryer going. She does her hair twice a week. And it's always Fridays and Tuesdays. And I love those days because it takes her forever to do it. So I got all that free time. The show would be Ask Saki. Oh, Saki. I think Saki would get me canceled. You know, when I did the Saki thing, for those of you who don't know, I used to put there's a headphone bag. You keep your headphones in. And I just took the bag and put it in my hand. I started talking one day and looked like a dumb little puppet. And I started trashing people. And I'm not kidding you. I had no idea what I was going to say. I felt like Saki took on a life of its own through me. And there were times that I said things that I would never have said in my entire life. It was like I was channeling this little devil or something. And it was fun. It was fun, but I made some people cry with it. And I didn't set out for that. Let's see here. So what are your places you recommend for people going to Seattle? Something off the beaten path places or your favorite places? I would, if you had extra time, I would come to Seattle and you have some extra money. This is saying you had some money too. I would basically go on. I would, the restaurants here are incredible. And if you get the right tip and you go to the right places, you're with the right people, you're going to have some of the best experiences of your life in these neighborhood restaurants. Restaurants here are not big like in most cities. Most cities, you got a 400 seat, 200 seat restaurant. Here, I mean, the one down the street I just talked about earlier, Rupee Bar, it has 11 tables in it. 11 tables. You go, how do they make money? But the restaurant scene is here. There, I would take a ferry across to Bainbridge Island because you don't need a car or anything, and you could go over there. And there's a little town over there that's got a great pizza parlor. It used to have a really good ice cream shop. Now it's shit. But I would go over there because the view coming back into the city, the views are unbelievable. I would. There's a lot of great hiking here. I would go down to South Lake Union, which was walking distance to my house. I would hop on a seaplane and take a flight around and do that. Or I would take the seaplane to Vancouver and go spend the day there or a night there and then leave the next day. It's only a 40-minute flight. You could see you're flying over the San Juan Islands and you can actually see orcas doing their orca things. Doing that stuff. Hello, Evan. Good to see you. Evan J. Mackhead. Evan J. Mackhead. Evan J. Mackhead. Anyway, any other questions, guys? Anything else? Send your cover image of my next book on Instagram. Sound like something similar to what you have written. Maybe it will give you I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. Thank you, Darren, and congratulations on writing books. I think that everybody should try to do something that they didn't think they would ever do. Whether it's a podcast. I mean, I just say these things because it's, the easier things to do. Writing a book, stand-up comedy, skydiving. You learn so much about yourself and your fears and everything else. I mean, the reason why I still do stand-up comedy, it's not, and I still do it. I just don't tell people. Okay. I don't go on Instagram and go, I'm doing comedy tonight. Come see me. No, I don't do it for anybody else. I do it because it scares the living hell out of me still. And I just need to do it. I just have this need. I want to talk about something. I want to see what happens. I want to challenge myself. And it is so fun to do. And I still do it. And there'll be times when I'll get booked maybe for a weekend in Vegas or something like that, and I'll promote that. But other than that, no, it's just me showing up, blowing off some steam, And a lot of the times it's like, if Sherry has something she's going to be doing with her girlfriends, or if she's tired or something like that, then I'll go down the club and on a weekend and I'll, get a set in or something. Maybe you could tell us the bee suit, the bee suit. The bee suit joke is a joke in itself about being a joke. Does that make sense? The bee suit joke happened when I was doing comedy in Las Vegas. I had this idea for this joke and I did it and it bombed. It tanked, but the other comedians in the back were laughing. So the very next show, because I was doing 3 shows a night there, the very next show, I got up in there. I decided I was going to do the B set joke again, B suit joke again. And I started telling it completely different. And I turned it into a longer story and I did it and it bombed again. But the comedians are laughing because of the setup. The story just kept changing all the time about this bee going in my car. Turns out to be a guy in a bee suit. And so you just change it every time. The very next show, there were 3 shows of that. I did it again. And we were all laughing. I could hear him laugh. And then the next night, one of them did the bee suit before I could even do it because they knew it wasn't part of my act. So they did it. And so it just turned into be one of those things that we were all in tears. It doesn't mean anything to anybody except us. It's like an inside joke. But, you know, if you tell it right, if you make the story so long and so believable that this bee gets in your car and the window's down and you're slapping it and it keeps coming at your neck and, and you're almost got in a car crash. If you keep that story going on for about 5 minutes, and then at the end I looked at it, I flipped on it. It's on its back in the car, the floorboard of the car. It's buzzing around. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to step on it or pick up a cup and throw it out the window or whatever. And it turns out it wasn't a bee at all. It was a guy in a bee suit. Stupid joke, but so scary and fun to tell. Let's see here, Darren. I have 220 days till you retire. I will be getting back to writing full time. I've already published 3 with Amazon. By the way, I'll be 55 when I retire. Congratulations to you, man. I'm so happy for you. Even if I could afford to retire, I don't know if I would do it. I get asked that question all the time. I still think if I've got internet and I've got a microphone and a camera, and I could just stream live. I could talk to one person or no people all night long and feel alive and feel, I know it's a little crazy. I get it. It's a little, I don't know. There's got to be a word for it, but it's beyond a little. It's a lot to take. Congratulations to you, Darren, and congrats on the books. I'd love to, and please send that to me. I'd like to see what that's all about. If it stopped working, I'll die shortly after, I'm sure. Let's see here. If what stopped working. I want to see what he was talking about. It's James, my son, and share a YouTube, I guess. I'm trying to see what it's all about. Anyway, good to see you guys. And thank you for stopping by. Any other questions? Any other questions at all? If not, I'll just kind of sign off and wish that I stayed on the rest of the night. Oh, God. Hey, I have an idea. All right. Thank you, Darren. Look forward to it, buddy. Well, let's do a live one. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got here. If you sent it via Instagram, let me see what your book title is. And let's give you a little promotion. Let's get a little promotion for you. Let's see here. There's Sarah in Chicago. Let me take a look here. Let me take a look at Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Just messaged me. The band did. Where are we? Where's the thing that you sent? Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Okay, the Dave Iverson was here. I'm trying to find where it is. Okay, maybe there. Nope, not there either. Okay, I'll look for it. And I'll respond back to you, man, as soon as I find it. But thank you. Thanks for, I'm very happy for you. Like I was talking about earlier at the very start of this about being an empath, what they were talking about. I love the fact that you're doing this. I love it. I wish you all the success, and I'd love to share your video and everything else. If you've got the balls, not video, your book, if you got the balls to do it, that fires me up. It really does. In my messages on the Terry James Instagram. Okay. Trying to find out. Boobity boo. I'm looking at my messages right here. Might not have come through yet. Might not have come through. Maybe it came into the general. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know. I think I know what I did. Let me take a look. Hold on a second. I know you guys are loving this part, aren't you? Let's see here. Here we go. Messages. There it is. There it is. Let's see here. Boo. Don't see that right now either. Still don't see it. All right. Well, I'm going to look. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I obviously will probably be checking in and doing some stuff online this week. I will not be doing as much or any at all over the Christmas break. But for a reason, like I've told you about. Have I ever ice skated? Yes, I've ice skated. I am not good, but I can ice skate a little bit. I could go frontwards and I could go backwards and I could stop without killing myself. And isn't that really all you need? All right, guys, have a great night, everybody. I really do appreciate you. Thanks for spending some time with me and listening to me rant. Thank you for inspiring me with writing books. Thank you for asking cool questions. Thank you for listening to the Lex and Terry show and being concerned about that. Thank you for wondering how Sarah's doing. Thank you so much for all that. How much longer do you anticipate Sarah staying around? Oh, that's an old one. I'm sorry. I thought that was a new one. But thanks, guys. What is my favorite movie? You're peppering me now, aren't you, Sandra? I have two favorite movies. I'll answer that right now. Number 2 in my favorite movies is Dead Poet Society. And number 1, Field of Dreams. I'm not that deep when it comes to stuff like that. Good night, Keith. Good to have you here. Good night, Evan. Really appreciate you guys. And thanks for spending some time with me tonight. And we'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Be safe, everybody. Bye-bye.